Sure, I'm Mallory Rice, and I live in Grand Junction.
I'm Rhoda Cain, I'm just here for effects.
I went to the food bank earlier today, and at the Mesa County Food Bank they go by household. So I have 5 people in my household. One of them is a child, he's a 1.5 years old, and they happen to have fresh produce this time. So we got, some eggplant and some peppers, a little bit of fruit, and they usually just give you a box of food. For an individual, usually you get a small flat with probably 10 to 12 cans. Things like macaroni and cheese, the little packages that have the little sauce packets and stuff like that. They'll give you like some dry food and then, like spaghetti and then sauce to go with it. We got some instant rice and some oatmeal and things like that. They always give margarine, which, so I've heard, is about 1 small particle away from plastic, and flies don't even eat margarine. But it's, nifty to grease your pan or whatever, and they give you things like dry beans, which most people don't know how to cook. Dry beans are one of the least used things that are given to food banks because people just don't know how to cook them. I'm lucky enough to know how to cook dry beans, and we make really good dry beans around here. And this time they had fresh produce, which was fantastic. They had some tomatoes, which look really good. Some of the peppers are a little wrinkly and stuff like that. And this is from the Mesa County Food Bank, and they have a manager, but it's all volunteer run other than that. And I'm pretty sure it's donation based. Do you know if they buy food from Albertsons? Because all the cans they give us are always Albertsons.
They do buy some of the food with some grants or donations that they get. They purchase some food, but by far most of the food comes from donations.
Yeah, some of the fruit, there were some apples and some peaches. You could tell that they were like from somebody's orchard.
So somebody had gleaned them.
Yeah,
gleaning's a great way to help end hunger.
Yeah, definitely.
Local farmers donate some of their vegetables. Just the guy just across the street, or just across the alleyway here, he grows a garden at a different spot somewhere, and he has a pretty big garden. And he comes over when his harvest is too small, and he feels bad to take it to the food bank. He always wants to make sure he has enough that they can give one to everybody.
Isn't that cool? And see, that's what a lot of America doesn't realize, is that people that are hungry don't often get vegetables because most food banks don't carry fresh produce. You either run up against a bias of older people that think that people don't want vegetables because their experience was their kids didn't want vegetables,
right?
Or that it's just not available, and it's leading to 2 sides of the same hunger coin are obesity and malnutrition.
Right, definitely.
So when we're eating macaroni and cheese and stuff, people just crave vegetables, and they're too expensive to buy in the store.
Most people that live in poverty or that experience homelessness eat mostly a high-carb diet, and everybody knows a high-carb diet leads to diabetes, which, on top of being homeless or being poverty-stricken, diabetes to boot is...
Or obesity, for that matter, because high-carb diet will do the same thing for
that. By the year 2020, 50% of the children in the United States of America will have early-onset diabetes.
This is why we have to eat healthy.
Yeah, this is definitely why we need to eat healthy. That's ridiculous. Yeah, we were really lucky this time. This is, I've probably been to that food bank more than 12 times. I would say over a dozen times. And I've only gotten fresh produce twice from them. It's really unfortunate because you get, a can of soup that is so high in salt that it's like your sodium for the next 3 days in one little can of soup, and it's definitely, nutrition is definitely an issue. And I was talking about the margarine, that has virtually no nutrition, no nutritional fat like butter does, and the high carb is just really bad, so.
Yeah.
People are just grateful to have anything.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with our culture. We don't even know how to cook fresh vegetables, Most people don't know what a Brussels sprout even is, and I love them. You can stick it in a pan with some garlic. It's really good, but people don't even know that green leafy vegetables hold so many vitamins, and they don't supplement their diets with things like vitamins, dietary supplements, daily dietary supplements. People don't tend to do that because
daily
they just don't even
dietary
know.
supplements are as expensive as food.
Yeah, or more expensive. I paid $12 for a 2-month supply of vitamins recently.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for something that people don't find is necessary because they don't know that their diets are so low in so many essential vitamins and nutrients, minerals, yeah.
It's very hard to eat healthy when you're in poverty.
It's very hard to eat healthy when
People
you're
don't
in poverty.
understand the luxury of going to a farmer's stand or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Even the farmers market down here with all the local food, and they do it once a week on Thursdays, and it's really nice to go down there. But at the same time, the vegetables are the same price or more expensive than the ones you get in the grocery store that were picked a year and a half ago.
Right.
And then you get into the whole like buying local issue on top of poverty and hunger. So.
And buying local definitely improves the economy in your town.
Yep. And if you plant community gardens and
Yeah.
donate them to the food banks,
Exactly.
that helps. And in some states, there's a really cool organization called Wholesome Waves, started by Chef Michel Nichon, that he has set up a program, and it's on the East Coast predominantly, where people that have food stamps can go to farmers markets, and they actually get a 2-time credit because he believes so heavily in getting hungry kids and families vegetables and produce.
The farmers market down here in Grand Junction started taking food stamps.
Cool.
And they don't give the 2 times credit or whatever, but they take food stamps now, which has been a lot of people in town are pretty happy about that.
Right.
Yeah, that took a couple years of advocating for that for sure, and realizing that that's a good model to use.
Right. People just don't understand that you can do your small part in any community. Talking to you guys today has been amazing. You guys have so many ideas you have implemented, and it's just small groups of people getting together, figuring out how they're going to solve the problems in their communities. And you guys are great activists, and I applaud you. Do you have anything else you want to tell me?
I wanted to add something about poverty and nutrition. Living in poverty and deciding on what to buy at the grocery store. If you're living in poverty, a lot of times you're a human like a single mother or something like that, and they just don't have time to do things like plan meals and reuse things like your chicken broth from the chicken you cooked, or and things like that. And so a lot of it's a pull from a power that's farther away from you, something like your job, or if you have a minimum wage job and you're working the opposite hours that your kids are home, you're less likely to buy foods that are higher in nutrition, cheaper in the long run if you do use all of the food that you're processing through, and you're more likely to buy high salt, high carb, quick meals like frozen burritos, or stick it in the oven, ready in half an hour sort of meals, and that's a cultural thing. That's not. It's a lot of things are out of our hands. It's not something that individuals have the knowledge and ability to control.
Right. Right. Now you said this box is for 5 people?
There's some food has been taken out of it. There was sauce to go with the spaghetti, and a couple more cans of fruit and soup, and a few more vegetables, but I've already split it up between a few people.
And how often are you eligible to get these boxes?
You're eligible to get 6 boxes a year from the Mesa County Food Department.
So only 6 boxes like this, America. Could your family survive on 6 boxes of food for a family of 5 a year? This is why America has to get engaged.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that.
We can all do something.
We can, definitely.